Breaking update. A federal appeals court just hit pause on the rule that would have stripped nearly 200,000 CDL holders of their CDL licenses. What happens next will reshape the future of America's trucking workforce. In September, 190,000 drivers were going to be kicked off the road, but as of right now, those drivers are not losing their CDL licenses. That's because the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit has just stepped in and paused the entire rule from the federal DOT that would strip legal immigrants of their right to get a commercial driving license. Let's break down exactly what happened and what this means for you, your career, and the entire industry. Back in late September, the U.S. Department of Transportation announced an emergency rule that dramatically tightened eligibility for non-domiciled CDLs and learner's permits. The rule took effect immediately. No grace period, no rollout, no clarity, just chaos. Under that rule, entire categories of lawful workers, including asylum seekers, refugees, DACA recipients, and drivers with only a EAD card, were instantly blocked from renewing or getting a CDL license. This was preventing students from getting their commercial driver's license even if they were legally in this country and allowed to work. The FMCSA estimated nearly 194,000 CDL holders would lose their driving privileges under the new policy. And it's all happening because the DOT claimed there were systematic problems in how states issued non-domiciled CDLs. And after 5 fatal crashes in early 2025, the agency said it had no choice but to take emergency action. But now the courts have stepped in. On November 10, 2025, the D.C. Court of Appeals issued what's called an administrative stay. That means the emergency rule is paused. It cannot be enforced. Drivers keep their CDLs for now, and states must be notified. The rule is not in effect. The court made it clear. This pause is not a ruling on whether the rule is right or wrong. It's simply giving the judges time to actually review the case before allowing a rule that affects 190,000 people to take effect. But what you have to understand is even a pause can have huge consequences. The lawsuit challenging this rule was filed by the Public Citizen Litigation Group, the American Federation of Teachers, AFSCME, and several truck drivers themselves. Their argument? The rule was issued improperly. There was no valid emergency. The rule unfairly targets immigrants who are lawfully in this country, and the personal and economic consequences would be devastating. They also pointed out that many drivers affected are legally allowed to work in the U.S. Not only that, but trucking is also their entire livelihood. On the other side, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy doubled down, calling it a national emergency. He claimed that dangerous foreign drivers were being issued CDLs illegally, and that the rule was needed to protect families on the road. Meanwhile, the Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association, OOIDA, strongly supported the rule, calling it a necessary fix for loopholes that allowed unqualified drivers onto the highways. OOIDA even backed a new bill, the Non-Domicile CDL Integrity Act, which would make this rule permanent through Congress bypassing the courts entirely. This issue has become politically charged very quickly. But here's the bottom line. No one's losing their CDL because of this rule today. Thanks to the court's pause, nothing has been decided yet. The court could rule either way in the coming weeks or months. Lastly, Congress is already considering making the DOT's rule permanent through legislation. So while this pause buys time, it does not end the fight. What does this mean for CDL students? Because the court has paused the new rule, anyone who is legally in the United States can still get a CDL permit and a CDL license. That includes people with work authorization, DACA, asylum status, refugee status, and more. This pause is a big deal. It means schools can keep training students, and students can keep moving forward with their careers. But it's important to understand something. This pause might not last forever. The case could go all the way to the Supreme Court. If the court later decides to allow the rule, many people could lose the ability to get a CDL in the future. That's why it's smart to get your CDL as soon as you can. If you already have your CDL, it's usually much harder for the federal government to take it away. Having the license in your hand puts you in a much stronger position than waiting and possibly missing your chance. So if you've been thinking about starting CDL school, now is the time to move forward. The door is open, but no one knows how long it will stay that way. This is a complicated issue that pits safety against the right to work. At Driving Academy, we've always believed that safety matters above all else, but so does fairness. So does due process, and so does stability in any industry that keeps America moving. So when you talk about a rule that could sideline nearly 200,000 drivers, you better make sure every piece of it is done correctly. Not rushed, not improvised, not pushed through without proper procedure. This pause is important because it gives the industry a chance to breathe, a chance to think, and a chance to get this right. No one wants unsafe drivers on the road, but removing lawful, experienced drivers without a clear process or real plan, that creates a whole different kind of danger. So just to recap, here's what we know. This court decision could reshape non-citizen participants in trucking. Congress might step in with permanent laws, and the future of nearly 200,000 truckers is still hanging in the balance. This court decision could reshape non-citizen participation in trucking. Congress might step in with permanent laws, and the future of nearly 200,000 truckers is still hanging in the balance. So if you're a driver, a carrier, or somebody working toward your CDL, keep paying attention. This story is evolving fast, and we'll be here to break it down every step of the way, because no matter what happens, our mission stays the same: helping people build better lives through real training, real opportunity, and real freedom. Driving Academy, your road to freedom starts here.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to get your CDL license, you know where to go. Check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com, right over there. And if you like this video, you'll definitely like this video right over here. So make sure you check that out. But before anything else, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you soon.